everyone, Cheryl here today with KaDoodle Designs, and today we're going to be working on this sweet little Cutie KaToodles Kitty Cat, and she's from KaDoodle Designs, and so I just love her. I thought she was super cute. So the first thing I wanted to show was that I did do a different technique on her. I don't know if you can see it. I'm hoping you can. It looks really neat in person. But this is the Mixative Pearl. It's an alcohol ink. And I thought, how cute would that look on the gray paper for the kitty cat? So I'm going to show you how I did that. So the first thing you want to do is when you bring all your pieces over, you can kind of separate them all by, like, you know, the head, the main piece, which we're going to need. Well, not right yet, so we'll put that back. So I did separate by the eyes, the ears, the little feet with the paw pads, and then the mouth and nose and cheeks and tail, and one arm here, and a hand, and then the body and the tummy. So the first thing I'm going to start with is I'm going to bring over, let's see if I can get that. So I'm going to bring over just all the dark gray, and I'm going to kind of keep them like so. So we want the ear. So I like to separate all my pieces just like how you see it. Just makes it really easy when you're working with the pieces. That way you're not wondering like, oh, where does this go? And it just, I think it makes it, for me at least, it makes it a lot more simpler. So like, especially when you're working with a ton of pieces, you'll want to make sure you kind of get them separated if you're new. If you're not new, then, you know, however you've done it, if it works for you, that's great. Oops, and I'm just trying to shake up. Sorry, you guys. You have to mix this up really well. Otherwise, you won't get the really pretty pearl. So I'm just going to do one, maybe two, and a partial. And then I am using the alcohol blending solution. And I'm just going to probably add like 1, 2, 3. And so I'm adding 3 of those. And then accidentally, I was supposed to use this little tool, right? Well, I ended up using this. And so I guess I'll just use this again. So I'm just going to kind of try to wipe it all up. And then just come in and pounce on your pieces, just to get that. You can kind of set those aside, and then we'll do these pieces. And we kind of have to work a little quick because it is gonna start drying. So now I was gonna clean up this, and so I sprayed a little bit of my alcohol and then came in and grabbed up whatever was left on this board. And hopefully we've got it all. Okay. You're not going to really see too much of the body. It's going to be mostly the face. And I think I want to do one more spritz just to kind of get, okay. Oh, and I did forget the little hair piece. I don't know how I forgot that. Whoops, it's right here. I know I was forgetting something. Whoops. So I am probably going to have to, oh, there, that may work. I have to push down really hard because I'm not sure if that even got the color. Nope. I really didn't for one little piece. Well, I guess we can go over the tail again. One drop. So I'm going to go over the body. There we go. Okay. I think that looks good. Really hard to see where I'm at, if I even got the body, but I think I did. Okay, so we're done with the mixative. I'm gonna put those away. Okay, so, oops. So now that we have that done, we can come in and use I'm going to use for the edges, I'm using the distressed ink in Pumice Stone, but you could use a dark pen if you wanted, just to do the outline. So if you don't have a gray or something close, you could always do that. I'm going to use that actually on part of the tail, this pen, just to kind of show you. So I'm just going to come in now, and these aren't soaked, they're dry, because it just dries like really quick. So I'm just going to do the edges. I kind of pounce in, and then I'm going to come in with the Starlite after. And there's that one, and then we'll do the little, just kind of come around the edge just to kind of give a little bit of an outline, and then we'll kind of smooth it all in and shadow it with the other. Okay, then we can do, may need more of that. Yep. So we'll just kind of get this going. And this one here, we got all those done. And so on this one here, if you look, we're gonna see most of right here, and then we're gonna see down here a little bit, right here, because we're not gonna see that, and we won't see the hand part because that will be covered by the little hand. So we could just kind of dab there. Hopefully you could see that. I love the look of the pearl on here. So now on this one, we're just gonna see, you're only gonna see right here, really, because everything else is gonna be covered. And so some of them you can just kind of, you know, if you're looking at the picture to put these together, you know, I try to tell, you know, people that are new, if you're new to my channel, I try to tell you that if you go into your phone and you have the picture in there and you enlarge it, and then you go into your settings, you can go into the display, I think it's in the display brightness, and go to, I think, the auto, because it auto shuts or closes your screen. I push never when I'm doing that. If I need to look at the photo to see, you know, kind of what's what, that's what I'll do. And so that's just something that can help you if you're just starting and you want to have the photo of the image right by you without printing it out or having to look at a computer. You know, you could always just do it on your phone. So since the tail has some little curves that we can't get to, I'm actually going to come in with just a Copic marker. This is C5. You can use any marker that you have. And then I just do an outline. And so that kind of gives us, and then any spots I missed, I can just come back in and around, and hopefully you see that. There you go. And then you can do the same thing for up here if you need. And I think that's probably good. So that was the Pumice Stone. So I am using the Starlite Silvr. This is a pigmented ink. I use this a lot on the whites and stuff. But I am going to use this for some shading to come in. So I'm going to show you, because I usually don't even show how I do this. This is very soaked up with ink. So 1 pounce in. So like just take it and pounce it down is really going to give you a ton. And so you could always check it. You could always check and see and take a little bit off if you need. And so we're going to come in, and now we're just going to kind of give a little bit of a shadow. And so I got that. And that. And then we'll get the little, his little foot right there. So I've got all those pieces done. Oops. And then the ear. And we'll get that part of that ear. Let's see if we need to get the top. Okay, and then the arm really doesn't need to be done. You're not really going to see that too much. Just get a little bit up there on that one. We'll do a little bit up here. And you really don't even have to do the tail, but if you wanted to, you can kind of just come around the edges and in certain areas and just kind of shadow. And so I just did a little bit. Okay, I think that's probably good enough. I did that one already. Okay, so we have all these pieces done, so I'm going to move them up. And then I do want to do this one here, so I'm going to use a very light of the pumice, and just kind of come around the edge. So this one is going to be our top piece. So this piece would be the piece you'd really want to focus on if you're going to add any color to that one. So now I'm using the Starlite Silvr just to bring in a little bit of the shadowy. Now you can pounce it in like this. Just hold your piece, and that would shadow, because it's such, the ink is just really nice. I love this ink. Okay, and I love the color too. All right, so we got that one done. This one down here, we only need the mouth done right there, because everything else is going to be covered up. So I'll just kind of blur that off. I need to wipe my hands. I'm going to use some rubbing alcohol and just spray really quick to try to get off what is on my hands. And see if I can get most of that off. Since I can't wash them right now. Okay, I'm gonna leave this tray. Usually I'd clean it. Oh shoot, before I did that, I should have done this part too. So let's just kind of come in gently and get that. Okay, and then we'll come in. This is with the shadow of the starlight. And I can already tell I have it on my hands again. Can't be a clean crafter, can you? Okay. All right. I've always got something on my hands. All right. So we've got that done. Let's go to the eyes really quick. So I'm going to pull the eyes. So the eyes, I did do two parts to it. So I'm going to use the Buckaroo blue from stampinUp. I'm going to use a brush, and then I'm going to use a pin as well. So we're going to start with a pin on here. And this is just to give the little outline. Whoops. I think I'm going to go with that being my front anyway. So we're just going to kind of give the outline right here on that. And hopefully I'm up enough so you can kind of see. And let's just get, yeah, this tray needs to be cleaned too. I could tell I'm just afraid with all the pieces right there to do that. Okay, so now I'm gonna just load up this brush, kind of like the tip part right here. And I'm gonna kind of come in on the edge. I don't know, hopefully you'll be able to see. And then just kind of try to brush in and kind of up. So in, so like I'm hitting the edge and kind of going up. Now you could always do a circular, but if you notice with these brushes, these parts here are more up and this is down. So you almost have to work with that tip right here, the front part of this brush. So you could do circular, but yeah, that looks good. Okay. And just kind of gives a little bit of a different look. I did go darker on the eyes this time, and more shading to them. Okay, let's go ahead and do this one. So we're just gonna kind of come in, and I go underneath. There we go. You could always try to go a little circular. So kind of coming in and little circular. And then little circular. Okay, I think that looks fine. Okay, so we'll set the eyes aside for now. And we're done with that ink. Let's just put it aside. So now for the pink. Oh, I need to wipe that. Let's see if I can get that wiped up. I knew my dog was going to bark. I think someone came to the door. Sorry, you guys. It's either UPS or something. Okay, so we've kind of cleaned the board up a little bit to help out. And so now we're just ready to get these pinks done. And then I've got 2, 4, 6 there. So I am going to use Pretty in Pink from stampinUp. And I need, this pad's ready to go. It's old. So I'm just doing the edges on this one because this cardstock here is a pretty thick shimmer cardstock. It's actually from Paper Temptress. Whoops. And I just loved the pink, and it was in the drawer. I keep all my Cricut paper that is like left over from projects and such. I stick in there if I come across pieces. They'll go in there. But I ended up having this piece in there. It was a partial from a leftover piece that I had. Let's see. So that ear goes on that side. So you can kind of tell with the ear, there's more of a rounded part. Let's see. So it's going to go, I think it's going to go like so. I think that's how I'm going to do it. So you can kind of just layer them on top and see what you like. And then on the toes, I'm going to just bring those over and give them a pounce. And even if they end up not showing or whatnot, it's okay. They're done. Super easy on that. Okay. And then we'll just put her together. And I'm hoping this knows. I'm going to have to get, this pad's got to go. Okay, so that's done. Okay, so now we're ready to start. So the first pieces that we want to do, whoops, where's my glue? Hopefully, I was going to refill it. I brought the refill out. We want to do the ears and the hair. And so these are going to be the first pieces that I'm going to put on. And so if you look at your picture, you could always tell, kind of try to tell. Sometimes it's hard to, where sometimes when I've had really pieces that have a ton of pieces, I may think, oh, that one goes first, but then I don't realize, oops, something else had to slip underneath there. So there we go. I think that looks good. We can put that down. And that piece moved a little bit. So I am using the art glitter glue to put these down. And I'm using the Viker tool. I did get this tool off of Amazon, just so you know. Let's see. Now we could come in right now and get this part shadowed with that lighter gray. I think that may be okay. Let's see. All right. I think that's okay. So now we have that done. So next would be the arms and then the tail. And so we're going to go, or you could do it either way, but I put the arms down first because I'm just used to doing the arms. You're not really going to see because the tail is going to come over anyways. So we're going to put the arms on. And so we have this one here. So this one right here on her backing pieces, I love, there's 2 nicks. So we're going to just put right there. Now you could add more glue if you need, but I think she's going to be okay. I just don't want a bunch of glue coming out. Okay. And this side will have plenty. So we can kind of tell right here where the hand is going to go, which is really nice. And then we can move it around and see where it needs to line up right in this little groove right here. So even if it doesn't come all the way to the end, I wouldn't worry about it because your hand is going to go over that. And so that won't matter much. So now we have our little tail and we want to get the tail on next. This one comes together pretty quick. Okay. So we got some glue on the tail and I'm going to just place the tail down. Okay, and then just kind of get it lined up so it covers up the backing of where the tail is. And I'm thinking that looks good. Okay. Well, maybe not. I could see right there, but I'll come in and deal with that. Okay. So we've got our tail on, and then, so the next thing we want to do is add our body piece. So we have 2, and we might as well just add the tummy on now, and we're going to leave, like I did in this one. Oh, should I have this in the view somewhere, but I left a little bit of room at the bottom, kind of like so. And then we'll get this put on, just get some glue on there. Okay, and so now we're just going to bring the body right here like so. And get that pressed down. Okay, so we have our body on. Now we can do her little feet. I've got one here. I got one here. Oops. I'm thinking they're going to go like so. I'm going to get these on first. And then I want to get this other one on. I can just press those down. She's so cute. Okay, and I love, I don't know if you can see, oh yeah, you can. Look at how pretty that looks. I love the look of that. It just gives a nice different look to the paper. You know, it's funny, I'd come across, I was going through a lot, I've been going through a lot of my paper, the single sheets, and it's so funny because I actually found a piece of photo paper that I used, and I used these alcohol inks on years ago, and I was like, oh, that looks so pretty for one of the bears if I did like a full sheet of it and then ran it through the Cricut, so I may have to do that. I mean, I think it would look really nice for the paper for the bears. So, or for the cardstock. So I may have to try that again. but I had found a small piece of it. So it must have been left over and then just stuck in with the papers that I used. It's funny how I did that a lot because, oh my gosh, I've been finding so much small cardstock in with my design papers on these shelves. The shelves I really didn't go too much anymore. I've been mostly pulling from like the 6x6 pads, or I have a lot of 12x12 paper in the other room that I pull from in kits. And so I really hadn't pulled much from this area. And I thought I need to start using that. Some of that paper. Oh, I want to keep going the other end. Okay. So we have her little toes on, and we might as well get these on her little paws. We might as well get those on right now since we're right down here. Usually I kind of jump back and forth, and I put way too much glue. I'm not going to push that all the way down. Sometimes I do that. Okay. So we'll let those sit. I wonder if I could take this and just, there we go. Gosh, look at all that glue that came out. That's the only problem when you have a lot of glue, is then you have it all over the pieces. So I really did not want that. Okay, let me wipe that. All right, so I think we're ready. So now we're ready to add the little pink ear pieces. We don't want to forget those. It wouldn't be the first time. Okay, and so I'm just going to add those really quick. All right, so now we can add her head. And so I'm going to show you on this one. So we just want to line up our whiskers, the little whisker areas right here, the hair area. And even though this part's showing, her little cheeks and mouth and all that are going to cover that. So we really don't have to worry about that too much. So we'll just get that pushed down nice. Okay, so the first one down is going to be this one here. And so I am going to put my glue up, and I'm leaving room enough, to go ahead. And the next thing I'm going to do is get those eyes in. So I want to be able to slide the eyes in before I press this down. So I've left it up a little bit, and now I can come and take my eyes and get those to slide under, kind of like where I want. And so it would help if I had glue. Usually I'll put that glue in here. Oh, sorry, I have to laugh. Oh my. Okay. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, you definitely want some glue on there. Oh. I'm going to keep laughing. I can't help it. All right. So, sorry, you guys. Okay, so we have the eyes on. I usually butt them together in the middle. You can leave a space if you want. I like to kind of move them in, and then this part kind of tilted up a little bit. And so I'm going to leave them, I think, like so. That's going to probably be fine. And then I still have to press in the eyes. And so I'm just going to add, I like to add the glue right here on these smaller pieces. And then you can kind of just move this around and see how you want them. If you want them up, or if you want to leave a little white. I'm going to bring them up so there's really no white up there. And then you can kind of press that down and get all your pieces pressed down. So another thing I kind of want to show you is on the cardstock I'm using, this cardstock's more smooth. I like if you're going to do eyelashes on them, I love a smooth cardstock. I don't want the textured side up. When I do my lashes, I want them to flow softly and feather nice. And so I get a better lash when the cardstock's smooth. So if it's textured, I usually, when I cut it on the mat, flip the textured side down. And then that way, when I come over here, I'll flip it where I have the back side. And that way you get that. And so now that we have the eyes on most of them, we just need these little, we can go ahead and add the rest of, I'm just going to make sure, yep, those look good. I think one time I had them crooked. I didn't notice until after the video. I was like, oops. Okay. So now I'm just going to put the little cheeks on. The little, right on there. And I could see some glue. So definitely want to make sure there's no glue around these eye areas when we go to do the eyes, because it will get on the pin and the pin won't work so well. Okay, and then we're going to do the little nose, and she's put together. So now I'm going to go ahead and do her eyes. So on her eyes here, I used actually some blues. Oops, I got to clean that end of that. Okay, that's going to bug me. Let's see. I'm finally coming down where my wax end is getting a little smaller because I've had to keep cleaning it. Okay, so I'm ready to shadow her little cheeks, and I'm just using one of the number 4 from Amazon. I picked these up. You can pick them up on Amazon for really cheap, and I think it is a set of 12. Okay, and I'm using a lighter pink to start with from stampinUp's chalks. These are really old chalks. I've had them for years. And then I can kind of come in, and if I want, with a little bit of dark right here on the edge, kind of just bring that up a little bit. And then I want a really, I'm going to wipe that. I want a really light, almost a peachy color for up here. So you could add some whiskers to this, and I'm not sure if I want to do it on this one. But I took the stamens and I cut off the ends of them and then used the whiskers and just glued it down. A little tad of glue and stuck them down. Now, I didn't do that on this one. I'll probably have to do a video on that. I did do that on the bunny. Okay, 005 is micron. And I think I keep saying you get a set of 8 or 10 of these. You don't. It's a set of 6. I just went and looked the other day when I was uploading a video, and I was like, oops, I think I've been telling people you can get like a set, but even 6 of them for 10, I think $10.99 or $10.95, I think is still a good deal. So I'm just using the Posca paint pen. You can add little dots or a little line. It's really whatever. And then we could just do a tad up there. We want to do her, these little dots. Can make them bigger. Then come to the side. And then we want 3 dots. I like to do 3. You can do 1 or whatever. And then you could do a little line here. And I think I did one there. Okay, so now we're going to do the eyes. I love doing the eyes. So the eyes on this one, I'm using a dark blue in the chalks from Stampin' Up. And I thought I would come in and just shadow with some blue. And then we're almost done. Once the eyes are done, we'll be done. So I'm going to do some blue first. Okay, so we've got the blue, and then I even came in with the lighter blue once I was all done. And then I just kind of blow that off a little bit. Now I want to wipe that brush and come in with a black. And I'm just going to do the black right down here for starters. And then kind of come in a tad. And then same with over here. Let me need a little more. Okay. There we go. And then just kind of blow that off. So now I'm going to use the 005 micron pen, and I'm going to come in. Usually I kind of upside down, but there we go. And then I'm just going to come around all the way up, and then you can kind of come from this side and come down, and then just over. And then, so there's that. So now I want to do my lashes, and I'm hoping I can see to do this. But anyways, I'm going to start, I guess I'll start down here and just do some fine little strokes. And then the same with this side. And then usually I'm up here where I could see, but anyways, I'm going to try my best. So you can kind of just do your little lash stroke. So you can go short and long. Whoops, and I just came on there. It helps when you're very, very close to this. I can get really nice lashes, I feel like, when I'm able to put my head way over and see. So I'm not pushing down hard. I'm doing very light strokes, just starting from here and just swinging it out. If you're not comfortable with lashes, I was going to do a video on doing the lashes, but I need to set up the camera different. I feel like you can do the lashes are hard to do when I can't see and I have something in front of my head, and so the way I'm kind of set up right now doesn't make it easy for me, but to be able to see what I'm doing so much. Okay, so that one was the 005. I'm going to use 03 and come back in and just do a very little down at the bottom where it just kind of gives a little more black. So you can add as much liner as you want, or as little or none. You can leave the liner off if you don't like it. So I'm going to come in with the blue again. This is the dark blue. And that one I could not see. Let's see. You could always add a little gray. So I do want a little bit of black. I could tell on this side right here. And then just blow that off. And then I'm going to come in with some light gray. Come around the top. And hopefully you could see that. And then I want some of the light blue. And one more of the black. Okay, I'm thinking that's okay. And whatever's left on here can be brought down. So now if you're looking at the eyes and you want them darker, you could always come back in and add some more. And I'm just kind of curling up a little bit. So you can kind of just do like that if you want more. But I think she looks fine the way she is. And so there you have her, and she is done. And so I hope you enjoyed my video today. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more videos, please follow. And thanks for stopping by. Have a good day.